Welcome back to Glow and Flow Radio, the space where women come home to themselves, mind, body, bank account, and everything in between. Today, we're diving into a topic most of us have silently wrestled with: money stress, and how it impacts your mental and emotional well being, including your relationship with food. This episode is called Financial Wellness Without Guilt because so many women carry shame around money, not because they're irresponsible, but because they've been overextended, undersupported, or busy holding up the world for everyone else. And if you want to go deeper with what we're covering today, I've created a companion guide called the Financial Flow Workbook, Holistic Tools for Resilience. I'll be walking you through some of the exercises from it, and you can download your own copy to work through at your own pace. The link is in the show notes. So, take a breath, no guilt, no judgment, just clarity, compassion, and practical steps you can use today. Let's name the thing we don't talk about enough. Financial stress is emotional stress. And emotional stress often shows up for many of us as emotional eating. When was the last time you checked your bank account and subsequently reached for comfort food? Yeah, me too. I remember when I was drowning in my own financial stress. I'd open the fridge late at night, not because I was hungry, but because I'd become stressed after reviewing my bank account. My body was looking for relief, the only way it knew how. And I felt so much shame about it. Until I understood the connection between stress, such as financial stress, and emotional eating. That's what we're unpacking today. Money worries can trigger survival mode, anxiety, shame, fear of not having enough, exhaustion from constantly making it work. And we've all been there, struggling to make ends meet, just getting by, as they say, robbing Peter to pay Paul, while feeling the constant financial pressure and stress on our bodies, specifically our nervous system. And when your nervous system feels unsafe or unsettled, even financially unsafe, your brain looks for comfort, predictability, and relief. And that is not weakness. That's biology. When women tell me I don't know why I overeat at night, I often ask, what stress showed up for you today? And the answer often involves financial stress, because the body feels the budget long before the spreadsheet does. Or to say it differently, you tend to feel the stress of your finances even before you review them. You may even feel shameful of your current financial situation. And we do not want to carry shame over finances. And let's be honest with that. Women are taught to feel guilty about money. Guilty for not saving enough, guilty for spending on themselves, guilty for wanting to earn more. I know I've dealt with that. Guilty for wanting to earn more, for spending on yourself. Guilty for not knowing all the financial rules. And that guilt becomes a constant mental load. But here's the truth: you're not irresponsible, you are human. And you're navigating a life with real stressors, real responsibilities, and real needs. You don't owe anyone perfection. What you need is clarity, not shame. So repeat after me. I release the shame. I choose clarity. You can't heal what you're too ashamed to look at, whether it is money or emotional eating. In chapter 1 of the Financial Flow Workbook, there's a reflection exercise where you write down the first words that come to mind when you think about your spending habits, whether it's fear, guilt, relief, joy, shame, security. There are no wrong answers, just honest awareness. This is exactly the kind of work that starts to shift shame into clarity. And truth be told, financial clarity is a form of self-care, one of the most underrated. Why? Because certainty reduces anxiety, clarity reduces emotional overwhelm, and when overwhelm drops, so do emotional eating triggers. Basically, when you know what's coming in, what's going out, what your non-negotiables are, and what your stressors are, your brain stops scanning for danger. Your body relaxes, your cravings soften. This doesn't mean you need to become a spreadsheet queen, don't get me wrong. It just means that you need to see the truth clearly, not fear it. Some people are in fear of looking at their finances, but you cannot overcome that fear and that stress and anxiety that comes with it if you don't have that awareness. So the workbook includes a monthly tracker that makes this so simple. You're not just tracking what you spend, you're noting whether each purchase is a need or a want. That is awareness. That's where your power lives. You sit down once a week, look at one number, and ask, what's the truth? What's the next tiny step? That's it. No shame, no judgment, just clarity. Now let's talk about budgeting, but softly. Most budgets fail because they feel like punishment, like discipline, like restriction. Sound familiar? Yes, it's diet culture's cousin. But a self-care budget is different. A self-care budget says, what do I need to feel supported this month? Where can I make room for joy without guilt? It's not about deprivation. It's about alignment. So instead of feeling like punishment, it instead feels like finding ways to reward yourself through self-care and doing so without guilt. In the workbook, I walk you through creating what I call a self-care budget, not as restriction, but as alignment. You list your non-negotiables. These are bills, necessities, and other responsibilities. We don't judge them, we just name them. Then you identify your peace purchases. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities for your nervous system, for your health and wellness. Maybe it's a $10 candle that helps you unwind at night. Maybe it's a therapy copay. Maybe it's literally just going to the park for free and sitting in the sun. The workbook helps you get clear on what your piece purchases are. Even $5 or $10 matters. You're not wasting money when you spend it on your piece. And don't allow anyone to make you feel guilty for that, especially if you've taken the time to include that as part of your plan, your budget, your financial plan. And then there's the not today list. These are the things draining your bank account and your energy. You don't have to cut them forever. Just get conscious. Just notice. That is the first step. Again, this all goes back to awareness. And that awareness can help you reduce the financial stress, even that step alone, even before you take any tiny steps towards changes within your financial plan and outlook. Again, you don't have permission or have to have permission to spend $10 on something that brings you joy. You do have permission to say no to financial perfectionism. Again, this is financial self-care, not punishment. And here's another truth. Wellness does not have to be expensive. The Financial Flow Workbook has an entire chapter on this. Chapter 2 is all about shopping smarter and eating healthier. There's a weekly meal plan tracker, budget-friendly grocery strategies, and even tips for plant-based meals that stretch your dollar. Because here's the thing, wellness doesn't have to be expensive, but it does need to be intentional. So if you're wanting to improve your eating, take small steps towards that. Whatever your plan is, it is something within reach, but you have to be intentional. Let me break down practical, accessible options, whether you have $0, $10, or $50 to spend monthly. You can include self-care. Wellness on a $0 budget can look like 10-minute walks, deep breathing, YouTube yoga, library books, journaling with prompts, basic stretching, drinking water, or even going to bed earlier. Your nervous system isn't bougie. It just wants relief. So you don't have to spend a dime. However, if you do have a little extra to spend, such as $10 to $20 a month, wellness can look like a subscription to a meditation app, Epsom salt for baths, a therapy journal, a weekly treat you plan for yourself, not binge on, but something that's already pre-planned. It can look like tea, candles, or comfort items, or a digital wellness guide like the Financial Flow Workbook. Wellness with $30 to $50 a month to spend can look like a monthly massage or body work session, a drop-in yoga class, healthier food swaps, or saving toward a retreat or training. You don't have to overhaul your life all at once. You just feed what nourishes you. The workbook walks you through how to make these choices intentionally, how to meal plan so you're not wasting food or money, and how to create a grocery list that supports your body and your budget. Now let's get practical. right? Let's put this in some of this into practice. Try this once a week. It only takes 5 minutes. It's called the money check-in ritual. Sit somewhere calm. Takes 3 slow breaths. Look at one financial number from your spreadsheet. Just one. Ask, what's the truth? What's the next tiny step? And then celebrate your honesty, not your perfection. Again, this is not about perfectionism. This is on page 10 of the workbook. You can print it out, stick it on your fridge, use it every Sunday, for instance. 5 minutes, that's it, and it changes everything. This is how money stops being the monster under the bed. Doesn't have to be something scary. Now, we focused a lot today on the mindset and emotional side of financial wellness, but the workbook goes deeper into the practical side as well. Chapter 3 is all about building multiple streams of income. Not just the what, but the how. How to identify skills you already have, how to take one small step this week, how to align income with joy instead of just survival. There's even a brainstorm worksheet to help you map out possible side hustles based on what you're already good at. Chapter 4 is all about managing stress naturally, because financial stress lives in your body. It shows up as headaches, tight shoulders, tightness or pain in your neck, and sleepless nights. The workbook includes a daily self-care tracker, breath work exercises, and simple rituals you can do in 5 minutes to calm your nervous system. Everyone has 5 minutes to spare, right? Especially if it's for your self-care and to improve your health and well-being. And chapter 5, well, that's about community, about learning, about leaning, on others and letting others lean on you. Because you were never meant to do this alone. And there are prompts to help you identify who you can reach out to, what skills you can trade, and how to tap into local resources you might not even know exist. And it's important to get to know what resources are available to you. I've spent years working in this realm and helping people bridge financial gaps. And I'm still amazed at the number of people who state to me that they were unaware. They had no idea. And they've also stated to me the shame that has come with financial stress. And again, I'm here to tell you, you don't have anything to be ashamed of. And shame is not a positive way to deal with this. You need to be proactive and be positive about where you stand financially. It goes back to, again, awareness. This isn't just about surviving tough financial times. It's about thriving holistically. Mind, body, bank account, and everything in between. Now, before we close, I want to leave you with this. Money doesn't define your worth. Financial stress doesn't make you irresponsible. Emotional eating does not make you weak. It just means you've been carrying too much without enough support. Financial wellness isn't about restriction. It's about relief. Relief that frees your mind, softens your cravings, and helps your body feel safe again. The Financial Flow Workbook isn't just a guide, it's a companion. Each chapter has reflection prompts, trackers, and practical exercises you can start using today. If today's episode resonated with you, go grab the workbook. Start with just one chapter. Try just one exercise. Start where you are. Start small. And watch how small intentional changes create big shifts in how you feel. Not just financially, but emotionally and physically too. The link is in the show notes. And if you try something from the workbook, I'd love to hear about it. Send me a message or tag me. Let's build this community of women who are choosing resilience, clarity, and peace. This week, I challenge you to try the money check-in ritual just once now, and notice what shifts. If today's episode softened something in you, share it with a friend or family member who's been quietly drowning in money stress and guilt. Until next time, glow through your challenges, flow with compassion for your finances, and remember, you deserve peace emotionally and financially.